Hello there, welcome to another week in my garden. Now today it's a little bit overcast at the moment. We've had some wonderful sunshine this morning, but we've had 2 days of constant rain. This is absolutely wonderful for the garden. I'll take you down after we've done this little demonstration in here and show you how we're getting on down there. First thing we'll do is have a look at the tomatoes that we grafted. Unfortunately, one didn't make it, and we had a good look at the video, and I actually broke the graft while I was splitting the root ball. So from now on we will do the cut of the stock plant before we rip the root ball off. That's worth remembering, because it was on, if you look at the video you'll see it. So we'll show you the others, and then I'm going to make a hanging basket up, one of Diane's that she don't mind me making, and then I'm going to show you something different to do with your Impatiens. Here's one of the two that was successful. As you can see, it's growing very well. It's got some nice flowers on it now. Really, I need to get this into a large container now and then grow it on. Another thing to remember when you have grafted it is don't put the scion under the compost, or your scion will root, and then that will make your graft obsolete. The other one we put in the tub last week, as you can see, that's doing fine. Again, it's coming into flower. The first truss would be quite high on these, but that's not a problem, but we will get some tomatoes off it. Now, because of the rain, I did do a little bit of potting yesterday. I got 7 more tomatoes in. I found a bit of room in here, so that started. We've still got another 7 to do, but they look well. The thing to remember is once you've potted them, don't water them too much, or you'll get a lot of growth between the tomatoes. So just control your watering a little until you get tomatoes on, and then start increasing the water. Something a little bit different with these Impatiens. If you're on the same hanging baskets year after year, it'd be nice to have a change. So what we're actually going to do is make a ball of Impatiens. We're going to use 2 12-inch baskets. We're going to moss them up and fill them with compost, and then we're going to put them together, wire them together, and then put the Impatiens in all the way around. So you finish up with quite a large ball. Although this only 12-inch, they'll be out here when they're finished. We've done them before, they're quite magnificent. Let's show you how you do them. As you can see, I've done one. This will be the bottom, and this one will be the top. The thing is to put your moss in. We actually use sphagnum moss in these. You can use other types of basket liners, but because I want to push the Impatiens through, I find it easier to use sphagnum. It does say on the packet that it's from a good source. So, right, the next one, this will be the top, like that. So we're going to put a pot in, and I've just popped a few holes in the side. This will help with the watering. Instead of water coming out straight out the bottom, it'll seep into the whole thing. It just helps a little bit because it tends to run round. Right, so we pop that in first, and then we just moss it up as normal. The sun's coming out and it's wonderful. I can feel it on my back. The only thing is, it'll dry the garden out too quick if we get too much sun. So just take it up. I am working as quickly as I can to show you. There's quite a bit of moss going in, but I want a good thickness of it to hold it. Right, so if we leave it at that, and then we'll put some compost in and start to hold it up a little bit. Compost is good potting compost. I've not put anything extra in it because we will be feeding these. So most of the feeds it will need, we'll be adding it to in the watering. Most composts you get have got 5 or 6 weeks food in it anyway, so it'll get them going. That's taking it up to that level, look. Firm but not too firm. Remember, you want to be pushing Impatiens into this. I'll just clean up a bit and we'll use that moss that we've made a mess all over, but and then put this in. I want to take it up quite high because we need to join the two together. Just fill that up with compost. But not too tight. And it's pushed to the sides, make it nice and firm around the top. You'll see why in a moment. Right. So that's the 2 baskets done. Right, now I filled the baskets up quite full, as you can see, and I've brought the moss a little bit higher than what you normally would. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to wire these 2 baskets together just there with just a piece of wire. We definitely have to go around twice because there's quite a bit of weight going on it. We'll go around twice, it says, if we can find the end. There it is. And pull those together. I'm going to cut this. And then get the pliers and just pull everything nice and tight. Not too tight though, because we need movement in it to bring them together. Then you put some twists into that. And then make sure that's in. You don't want them poking out, you'll catch your fingers on them. Right, to make the ball, you just tidy round, make sure everything is about right for closing. And then what you do, take the 2 halves and just pull them together. And there you see the watering pot in the top. Okay, now we have to bring these 2 together. It's quite a pull. Bring them together and wire them up. I use 5 wires. Okay, so we put this through there. Best if you put your first one on and then nice and tight. Use your pliers if need be. Keep twisting until those baskets come together, look like that. Then I should just pop 3 more, 1, 2, 3 round it, and then we'll start. Right, there's our ball starting to form. As you can see, I've wired it right round, quite strong, put plenty of wire on it, because there's going to be quite a weight in this when you get it all full and watered. So the more you can put on, the better. I put 5 on, so that should hold this. Now we have to put the chains on. We'll put a 3 chain on it just to hold this one. It's about there. So I'm not going to put it to the centre. I'm going to find a wire of the basket and then do it like that. If it needs adjusting, we'll adjust it from the top and just make sure they're clipped on. If you just hold it, it's that one there, that one there. So this wants to be about here somewhere. and nice and tight so they don't come off. And the third one about here somewhere, I think. There, if we can get it to hold, it might slide up a bit, that one. So if it needs adjustment, we'll adjust the top. And together. Right, we'll hang it up. We'll just hold it to see. Just check the clips, make sure they're all in. No twists in the chain. Now, if you're using second year chains, if they're more rusted than this, then get some new ones. You don't want your basket collapsing once you've made it and hung it up. There you go. So there's the makings of a bowl. We'll just take these loose bits off just to make it. They'll go to the next one. I will make them in a pair so we can use them in the courtyard. Right, so we have the ball hanging up. It's actually warming in the sun while we're here. What I should do is I'll start from the bottom, then slowly work up to the top. Okay, now you have to find where there's a gap in the wires and make a hole with your finger or your thumb. Quite big. This is why I potted these in these little cells, so I can just find the hole and then very, very carefully work it in like that. Okay, that'll fill that space. Now try to think, if that's a pink, we'll have a purpley one next, look, so you don't get too many together. And into there, look. Just keep working them, they will go in. And then just tighten the moss a little bit round them. So 1, 2, we'll do 4 I think round the bottom and then work up. I use my thumb, it's easier. Or your fingers. Just remember that when you're pushing your fingers in, that you've turned the wires in, so just be aware that there could be wires in there. Let's have a red one. Just to be a little bit different. A red one in this hole. And then just work them in. They will go if you made enough hole in there, look. There you go. I watered them well, as you can see, before we started. And then just firm round. Then one more here, up slightly, I think this one. Because that's where there's a nice gap in the basket wires. Okay. Right, so I'll get on now and finish this. 20 impatiens in there. As you can see, they're well spaced. They look a little bit spiky at the moment, but within a week they'll start to grow and tick up. I've kept 1 or 2 spares just in case there's one dies, so we can quickly replace it at the same size, and that'll be fine. Water from the top as and when, and then when they're growing well, obviously they'll need some feed, tomato or something, to keep them really flowering. I will make 2 and then we'll hang them in the courtyard for you to see. So that's an impatient ball. Right, we'll give it a drop of water and then that's that one done. And I'll do the other one and hang it here. And now we're just going to do another basket that we have on the front of the house. We have 3 of these on the front. They're quite pretty weave baskets. They have a liner inside, lightly stitched. Make sure if you have a liner inside, you just make 1 or 2 holes in it so it stops the water from souring in the bottom. So I filled it with compost. Here's the plants we're going to put in, and we'll get it made up for you all in one. And I'll show you how we do it. So the fuchsia's quite big because it's in a 1 litre pot, so I have to dig quite a hole for this one. So it's a pretty purple and white one. Again, these are some of the ones that we overwintered down in the shed. So they're growing well, that'll be fine. And we'll put that in the centre. Now remember where your chains are. And then we're going to put 3 fuchsias around this one. Now the fuchsias are quite big, so I'm going to cut them all back. Alright, I can't do it with my nail, I have to do it with the scissors. I've got no secateurs up here, so use it. You can use these for cuttings if you wish as well. But I'm just going to take, because the trailers, you don't want them too long. You want a nice bushy plant. Again, any damaged leaves in the top, take those out. These will be well potted because we've had them quite some time now. Let's get him out if we can. There we go. Yeah, look, it's well potted. We'll put these in the gap between the 2 chains so we know how we're working. Just move the compost away. So we'll put that there. They are cuttings, but I won't use them, I don't think. They are all named. These are Southern Balwendi. It's a pink and white. I'm not going to put the labels with them. It's very pretty. We'll mark it up and then we'll keep it for overwintering. We'll just take those off, look, just to steady it back a little bit. There you go. This one's Voodoo. Different. So that gap will go in this space here. It just keeps your basket even. Okay. Slightly facing outwards. And then the 3rd fuchsia. We'll take these back again. Look, we don't want all those on. I know the scissors, but they're very, very sharp scissors, so go on it. And this one is 7th Heaven. I've seen 7th Heaven before. Been around a bit, I think. Again, between the 2 gaps, pop it in. And now we'll put Bacopa. It's the small flowered one. As you see, I've already trimmed it back quite well, just to hold them down a little bit. And we'll put this one to one side of the gap, more into the basket, because it'll tend to grow through the basket as well as over the sides. We'll do 3 of those. So if you go on to that side of that one, we'll go to this side of this one. But they will go through and all down. It'll be beautiful when they're on. You see that's going that way, but I'm going to turn it and grow it through. So that one there, that one there, that one there. And in we go. Just let them mingle and they'll be fine. Now to finish it off, we're going to put Saphinias. This is double purple. The purple will probably go well with the fuchsia if we can get him. Yes, they'll go well together. So Diane's already colour coordinated this. Right, these will go in here. Very nice that will be. I'd normally take the flowers off, but we won't take them off this time. They are small plants, but they will grow quite big into quite big plants. So I'll just break some of the compost off that one. There you go. There it goes. You could put some Impatiens in there as well if you wanted. Whatever you like you can put in them. Trailing helps. But again, take some of the compost off. And in it goes. They'll mingle all through and come out in all different directions. So just check everything's down properly. And then we'll take the chain. I've already checked these two, make sure they're nice. And then the third piece of chain. Make sure there's no twists in the chains. And then that one could be hooked on there. Get the pliers. Can you hold that while I get the pliers? Right, thank you. Just squeeze them together with the pliers. And that's one of the baskets done for the front of the. We will keep the baskets in here for a few days just to bring them on, but towards the end of the month they'll have to go out. If we leave them in here too long they'll get too strong. We'll just pop down and have a quick look at the garden after the rain. Pop down to bed C, which is the main potato bed if you remember, just to show you that although there was frosted quite badly, now we've had a good downpour of rain. You can see that the potatoes have actually grown through now. So, and as you can see, the frosted part is just brown now and left behind. These will be okay now. This is the last mesh tunnel that we built, the frame. As you can see, it's all planted up and the rain has done a wonderful job washing everything in and making them grow. I've put some manure and compost around the bottom of the frame just before it rained. The rain's washed it in quite well, but later today when it's dried out a little I'll nip on and just fork that in, ready for the planting up in a few days. Bad weather we had has had quite an effect on the old pear tree here. Most of the pears that we were going to get are now on the floor. There are one or two still on the tree, but the bad frosts we had have really taken off most of the pears we had. Likewise with the plum tree, we've lost a lot of the plums as well. We will have some crop this year, but not as many as we were going to have before that very late frost. It's come in and done quite a bit of damage to the fruit trees. But we will have some fruit, so we should be alright. Okay. I've put the frame up today. This will be for the peas and the beans. These are the tall ones, so hopefully we'll get them up to 6 foot. Well, last year's peas only just made about 5 foot, so we're all right height wise. Now to finish it, I've only got as far as putting the nets up. Now when I finish I should put the bird net over the top of these and let them drop down and I should pin those to the floor. So we've got a canopy of bird net across this, and then my idea is that we've got some dwarf early peas, so I'm going to put those down the middle, and hopefully they'll be gone before the two taller beans get going. Now they are a little bit tight together. Ideally they wanted to be 6 foot, but I didn't quite have the room, so I brought them in. But the sun comes across, so during some time of the day when the sun does shine, it will get sunlight on both sides. So that's as far as I got with this. I shall finish it today, hopefully, if it doesn't rain. It's clouding over now, but had a good week rain wise. All the water butts are full, so I'm very happy with that. The soil is lovely and moist. I was digging the holes for these posts about 2 foot deep. Good wet soil below. I'm happy with that. Well, it's Saturday today. It's just starting to rain, which is very welcome. So we'll call it a day today. So that'll be it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week. Bye now, in the rain.